Monik's POV. The only sound louder than the clicking of my fingers on the tablet was my father's impatient spoon tapping against his green tea. He cleared his throat then, and after waiting a second, threw an apple, which, thanks to his legendary bad aim, hit my tablet. I'm sure Ruhan gets those aiming skills from him. I can hear you, Dad, I muttered without looking up. Good. I was making sure your ears still work, Paramveer Malhotra said smugly, dunking another spoonful of cornflakes into his mouth. You're always glued to that tab. What's so urgent anyway? Dad said, his tone affectionate with a hint of sarcasm. Before I could retort, Nandini walked in holding my 1.9-year-old tornado of energy. She greeted Dad, who gleamed like a Diwali deer. Good morning, Princess, and my little lion. Right then, Mom, Monika Malhotra, entered, elegant as ever in a pastel silk saree, a soft expression on her face. Not the distant social smile she wore at parties, this was genuine. Her eyes went straight to Ruhan, and Nandini. Good morning, my babies, she said, walking over to kiss Ruhan's forehead before pulling Nandini into a brief but tight hug. Did you sleep at all last night? Ruhan woke up at 2 a.m. and we had a wall-staring competition, Nandini teased. Mum chuckled. You do so much for him, Beta, unlike those who should have cared for him. Mom said it softly, but we all knew whom she was referring to. Though she didn't take her name, Mom hated Rear, my ex. Nandini looked at Ruhan. He has a cute face I can't resist, right are you baby? She tickled his stomach, making him giggle. I watched them, my mother and my best friend, the unlikely bond that had surprised us all. Monika Malhotra wasn't easily impressed. She rarely gave warmth freely. But with Nandini, she adored her. Sometimes I think she loved her more than she loved me. Okay. Definitely more. Zoya entered like a mini tornado in athleisure wear, phone in one hand. Ruhan, she screamed, diving dramatically onto the chair beside him. Ruhan squealed like his fan club president had arrived. Zoya smothered him with kisses. I swear I'm going to steal this kid and raise him as my own, she declared. You can barely raise your plants, I muttered. Ayan Kapoor came in after finishing his call, calm and charming as ever, and the only sane person in their relationship. While Ruhan was busy giving Nandini sloppy kisses. Clearly, he loves her more than me. Ayan looked at me with a grin and said, your son has better taste than you ever did. I fake scoffed. That's rich coming from a guy who fell for Zoya after she nearly ran over his Mercedes. Love is blind. What can I do? He said dramatically, sliding into the chair beside me while Zoya took her usual seat beside Nandini. Everyone laughed, even Ruhan, who had no idea what was happening but decided to join the vibe. I just sat back for a second and watched, my father smirking, my mother smiling, Zoya being dramatic, Ayan being bullied, Nandini feeding Ruhan little bites of mashed banana between sips of her coffee, and me, looking at my chaotic family.